So back in 2019, apparently Offset and Party got into a fight. This was right before Party went to fuck on Megan. It wasn't hard for him to get Megan at all. But apparently Party was spending too much time with a certain person, and Offset felt a little insecure and went up over there. And I kid you not, Offset apparently whooped Party's ass. They said Offset had that big nigga with all the muscles in a headlock and he couldn't get out over trying to fuck his girl. What happened was Offset stopped his girl from working with Party after the fight. Party said, all right, I'm gonna go get me a bitch. And when he got Meg, actually started helping Meg write. He didn't go to Meg because he actually loved Meg. He went to Meg to try to compensate for losing an artist and trying to make that artist bigger.
Offset has had his fair share of drama in the headlines, but this one hits different because it's not about cheating rumors or label politics. It's about ego, jealousy, and how one altercation may have quietly reshaped the careers of some of the biggest names in hip-hop. Back in 2019, long before Megan Thee Stallion and Pardison Fontaine became a couple, and before the Tory Lanez case exploded into headlines, there was already tension brewing behind the scenes. According to multiple rumors, Offset allegedly put Pardison in a headlock during a heated altercation. Now, here's the part that shocks people. Party is no small guy. He's tall, built, and intimidating. You'd expect him to dominate in a fight. But word is, Offset got the upper hand. People close to the situation claimed Offset whooped Party and made it very clear that he didn't want him spending too much time around Cardi B. Think about that for a second. You're talking about one of the Migos, a man known for flashy chains and cool demeanor, physically going after a heavyweight ghostwriter just because of how close he was with his wife. And allegedly, after that fight, Offset told Cardi to cut ties with Pardison when it came to music. It wasn't just a scuffle in the street, it was a message. Stay away from my wife or else. But here's the thing about hip-hop. When you cut one door off, another one tends to open. To understand why Offset even cared this much, you need to look at the history between Cardi B and Pardison Fontaine. Their relationship goes back more than a decade. They first crossed paths around 2012 when Cardi was still grinding on Love and Hip Hop, long before she became a Grammy-winning superstar. Pardison at that time was also trying to carve out his lane as a writer and underground artist. The two formed a natural bond. And here's the kicker. Pardison isn't just any writer. He was behind some of Cardi's most iconic hits. He co-wrote Bodak Yellow, the song that catapulted Cardi from reality TV fame into rap royalty. He also penned tracks like Money Up and I Like It, each of them massive chart toppers that defined Cardi's career. That's not just a working relationship. That's trust. That's someone who knows your voice, your style, your energy, maybe even better than your own husband does. And for Offset, that may have been too much. Seeing his wife's biggest hits tied to another man's pen could have created an insecurity that boiled over into that fight. Offset didn't just see Pardison as a collaborator, he saw him as competition, both professionally and personally. Now, here's where the story takes a wild turn. After the alleged fight, Offset supposedly pushed to cut ties between Cardi and Pardison. The idea was simple. Remove Party from Cardi's creative circle, limit his influence, and reassert control. But instead of shutting Pardison down, it redirected his path, straight to Megan Thee Stallion. By 2020, not long after the Tory Lanez shooting, Pardison and Megan got close. At first it was work. Party was in the studio with her, helping sharpen her sound, bringing that same pen game that once elevated Cardi. But quickly, work turned into romance. The two went public, and suddenly, Pardison wasn't just a behind-the-scenes name anymore. He was Megan's man, and one of the reasons her career kept reaching new levels. The irony here is thick. Offset tried to block a collaborator out of insecurity, but instead, that move helped Megan Thee Stallion secure one of the best writers in the game. What was meant to cut Pardison down ended up putting him in an even bigger spotlight. To really grasp why this matters, you need to respect Pardison's pen game. This man has been low-key shaping the sound of modern rap for years. His writing credits stretch beyond Cardi. He's worked with Kanye West, he's been in rooms with some of the most powerful artists in the industry, and he has an ear for hooks that stick like glue. Megan Thee Stallion's rise after 2020 wasn't just about her charisma and flow, it was also about having someone like Pardison behind the scenes, sharpening every line and helping her deliver songs that stuck in people's heads. In hip-hop, Ghostwriters don't always get the credit they deserve, but insiders know. And Pardison's reputation grew even more after this drama. The man Offset allegedly tried to sideline ended up becoming even harder to ignore. But let's not forget, Cardi and Pardison weren't just co-workers, they were friends. They had more than a decade of history together. From the very start of her mainstream career, he was there, shaping her sound, boosting her confidence, and handing her the lyrics that turned her into a household name. Imagine being Offset, watching your wife perform hit after hit that another man wrote, while fans scream every lyric word for word. That dynamic alone explains why tensions could have boiled over. But the tragedy here is that cutting him out of Cardi's circle may have cost her some of the sharpest material she could have had in later years. Instead, Megan benefited from that creative magic. Fast forward to now, and Cardi has been very vocal about her personal struggles. Recently, she went live to vent about how TikTok users had been putting a spell on her, mocking her, calling her out, and even joking about her weight.
You TikTok bitches did a spell on me. Ever since I did that little fake joke and shit, and y'all wanted to be fake, fat, phobic, offensive, I gained hella weight. I'm 160 pounds. 160 pounds. I've never been this big.
She admitted she gained more weight than ever before, hitting 160 pounds, and said it felt like the universe was against her. On top of that, she opened up about exhaustion. She hasn't been getting proper sleep in months. She's trying to prep for an album rollout, think about a tour, set up her baby's nursery, and still deal with constant social media criticism. Her vulnerability showed a different side of her. Not just the loud, confident Cardi people see on stage, but someone juggling fame, motherhood, and pressure all at once. One of the most striking things she admitted, she hates when things are going too well, because every time life feels perfect, she expects something bad to happen. That's not just paranoia, that's the mindset of someone who's lived through chaos, betrayal, and public scandals. Cardi said she constantly feels restless, like her brain won't shut off, almost like she has ADHD. And yet, even in that vulnerable state, she still commanded over 20,000 viewers on her live. It's proof of her pull. Even when she's struggling, people are glued to her story. So, when you zoom out, the story of Offset and Pardison Fontaine isn't just about one fight in 2019. It's about how jealousy, ego, and control can shift the entire landscape of an artist's career. Offset allegedly tried to protect his marriage by cutting off Pardison, but that move backfired. Pardi went on to help Megan Thee Stallion reach new heights, and his reputation as a writer only grew stronger. Meanwhile, Cardi still carries the weight of that history, balancing her own career, family, and the constant pressure of public life. The big question is this: was Offset really protecting his wife, or did his insecurity create the very outcome he feared, giving Pardison Fontaine an even bigger role in shaping the future of hip-hop? That's the story. Now, what do you think? Did Offset's jealousy spark one of the biggest shifts in recent rap history? Or was this just another rumor blown out of proportion? Drop your thoughts below, because this one has layers, and the truth might still be hiding behind the scenes.
Bitches hurt. Ooh, get on my aspirin. Dad, take me to Aspen. I want to twerk in a cabin. Pretty hoes, do what they want. Who does the law of attraction? I hate when things are going too good, and I start to get scared. When things are going too good, and I'm too happy, I get scared, because some funny shit happens. And I can't stop thinking, like, because I feel it. It's a lot on my mind right now. I can't even think straight. The biggest I've been was with Wave, and I was like 148. I was really tiny with Blossom. I'm 160. Big girl for real. And everything is on my hips and ass, and my stomach, and my face. I'm gonna it's big. Them bitches on TikTok made a spell on me. It was like, alright, bitch, we gonna make you a spell, bitch. You gonna get big. I know my ass and hips look crazy right now, but I know I'm losing. As soon as I give birth, I lose weight really easy. After this album rollout, I gotta do tour prep. You know, I never really thought about how would I have like a setup for a tour, because I did a lot of shows. Excuse me. But now I gotta put like a lot to it. on production, on everything. I gotta think about that shit. I gotta get my baby nursery done. Prep for my baby. I'll sit down.